Oh, I got a headache. I had a sharp pain right there.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into Hot Ones. I am Zach Wadley, and this is Jen Hunt, Vice President for Advancement here at Anderson University. It's a show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Jen, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. I think it's my pleasure to be here.
Nervousness level, where are we at?
About mid. Every single person I've talked to has tried to talk me out of doing this.
Okay, well, we're glad you came on because we've got a lot of important stuff to talk about today. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. We've got 10 wings. We're going to get a little hotter as we go along. But let's start off with the first one here, the classic hot sauce. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's jump right in. Okay.
Okay.
So you're a 1991 graduate of AU.
This is already hot.
Gonna be a long day.
Oh dear.
1991 graduate of AU.
Yep.
Went on, you had a full career, and then in 2016.
Pause.
Yeah.
I think you might have got the wrong one.
Am I at the wrong end?
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, you did do the wrong one. Graduate of AU.
This is already hot. I survived! It's not that bad!
I was like, I mean, it's not that. But you did that the last one. I forgot to tell you, yeah, you're starting to hear it going down. That is so funny. So now that we're all organized, let's start down here and we'll work this way. Okay. So, sorry you're already burning.
Yeah, I think I've already numbed my mouth.
The classic hot sauce. Here we go. So as I was saying, you're a 1991 graduate of AU. You went on, you had a full career. You didn't come back to work here until 2016. Did you ever see yourself coming back here? And why did you decide at that time it was right?
That's a good question. No, I absolutely did not see myself coming back here. At that time, I was working at CHIP in Indianapolis, the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention. I was very happy with what I was doing there. It was really meaningful, but I'd been there about 10 years, and I just thought, I wonder what else there is. I didn't apply anywhere other than Anderson. I just looked to see what there was, and they had an opening for a development director. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds interesting. And, you know, I've always just wanted to work places where I really cared about what the mission was. So, yeah, I just put my name in, and a year later, somebody called me back.
Wow.
and then here we are.
That's awesome. And you stepped right in at a super important time. Because we, as we'll get to, dove right into the Called to Soar focused fundraising initiative and all that. So what a time to get here and to come back to the alma mater.
Yeah.
Are we doing okay?
Yes, I'm just probably going to take a bite of each of these.
Yeah, I feel really bad about that. Yeah, that's the way it is. So, okay. Let's go with number 2 here. Jalapeppa. So it's a jalapeno-based hot sauce, okay? Right there for you.
Great.
Yeah, right there. It does sound great.
Great.
It does sound great. Just make sure you grab from the right end there.
So, I took a full bite. I'm going to take at least just one bite.
There you go. Good.
Okay. It's not too
At least get the feel of it. So, you leave campus in 1991. I'm sure. You probably came back at least here and there in between,
Sure.
but you don't come back to work till 2016. What was the biggest change that you noticed on campus from the time that you graduated as a student to the time you worked here?
Yeah. The biggest change is at KWC. That would have been nice to have had when I was a student here, but there wasn't York Performing Hall, there wasn't Fair Commons, and Rice Hall was called co-ed when I went to school here, because you went one side of the building, and it was for men, and the other side was for.
Are you a Rice alum?
I'm
or
not.
A co-ed alum?
No, I was in Martin
Okay.
for 3 years. So.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So what did, with no KWC, I've always been curious, what, was there a fitness center anywhere, or?
There was a gym. I mean, there was the
Right.
old gym part.
Right.
There wasn't really a fitness center. I think there was a place for like a weight room here, but
Sounds like you weren't, it sounds like you weren't in there.
I wasn't in there. But I did the intramurals, lots of the intramurals, and that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
Fantastic. Let's move on to number 3 here. We've got Cantina Royal Tomasa Spicy Habanero and Manzano Chile Hot Sauce. Intensely spicy. There you go.
Intense.
Intense.
Sounds
I don't
good.
necessarily find it that way, but here you go.
Okay.
So you kind of mentioned it earlier about before AU, you served as the director of the development and you served as the director of development and communications for the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention in Indianapolis for more than 10 years. What was that job like, and how did you feel like you made an impact on the city through that?
Yeah, I really loved working there. We were a coalition, and I realized how hard that really is to form a true coalition and work with other organizations. We all had a similar goal of wanting to end homelessness in Indianapolis, but organizations came at it from all different ways and had some different ideas sometimes. So I learned, especially watching our executive directors, how important humility is and how important it is to keep the common goal in mind, and that doesn't mean you always win, and sometimes you let other people get the spotlight and things like that if you're still trying to move towards your end goal. But we were able to bring a lot of resources to the city, so we brought in millions of dollars that were then dispersed to housing and outreach and health and mental health and different kinds of organizations. So I think CHIP does really great work. They help support the services and expand services so that people can get out of homelessness.
Sure.
So.
That's fantastic work. One thing I kind of was wondering too, you worked there for 10 years. The city went through a lot of changes in those 10 years too. I mean, did you notice anything like that? I mean, the growth in Indianapolis has been pretty incredible. Did that kind of affect the job?
It did, yeah. Downtown Indianapolis really went through a resurgence where it kind of, was revitalizing, and so that meant a lot of the downtown businesses became interested in the issue of homelessness,
Sure,
whether it was
yeah.
out of compassion or what. But we were able to leverage a lot of businesses get their interest and their support in initiatives to help, particularly with the downtown population, to create some new services and things like that. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool. All right, let's move on to number 4 here. Los Calientes Barbacoa, hot sauce. Okay. Take your bite. I almost grabbed from the wrong end there too. It's gonna get us today. It's gonna get us today.
But I already know I can make it through the last one since I did it first.
Got a little sneak peek. Okay,
Okay, very good.
let's get into what I'm excited to talk about here. That's called the SOAR. Because it's just incredible what just happened. But you got to be honest here.
Okay.
So you started your job in 2016. We would have started called the SOAR. You probably would have started talking about it in 2017, 2016, 17.
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts when they say, hey, we got to go get $20 million for this? What were your initial thoughts?
Well, I was hopeful, but not 100% sure. Yeah, like I said, it was pretty much right when I walked through the door we started talking about this. In the past, I know we've had some really large campaigns where we've built like when we built York and the KWC and some of those things. So this wasn't on that scale. So since I knew we'd been able to do those in the past, this felt more manageable. And we worked with a firm that helped us over the course of a year to really do some study and analysis of what our needs are, but what's also feasible. And so, you know, they felt, and we were convinced, and I felt that they were, you know, it was pretty reliable that this is feasible, but it was a stretch. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it was good.
Well, one thing I wondered too was, with you starting so soon before we launched the campaign, I know you had a team, you have a great team that you work with, but you being the vice president, I mean, were you even able to meet a lot of donors and people who are involved at the university? I mean, there wasn't a lot of time to even, for you necessarily, to establish connections. Was that kind of difficult beforehand?
Yes and no. I mean, I got to meet a lot of start working with the board members right away, and we, as part of the process to figure out what our goals, both money-wise and project-wise, met individually with a lot of our top donors and some of our most loyal, long-time supporters. So, and people are very open, and you know, everyone just wanted to help, and everyone wanted to talk and meet me, and you know, share their stories. So I felt pretty at home pretty quickly.
Good. That's awesome. Are we burning yet? Take out the 10th one. Are we burning from these 5?
It's hard to tell. My lips are a little warm.
A little warm, yep. That's how it goes. Well, let's keep it moving. There's no reason to stop. High desert sauce, tikhat masala, Tucson made down there in Arizona.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, when I asked Nee about this, he said he thought I'd get to like the 4th one.
okay.
And then I'd start to feel it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Trent Palmer, who you're right next to,
Yes.
your office right next to.
Yes.
This is where he started sweating a little bit. I just want to let you know that. So.
Okay.
So.
I'm not eating the whole thing though, but I'm taking a full bite.
I give you
of
credit
each one,
though.
So.
Yeah, anybody who can step into the ring here, I give you credit. Okay, somebody like me and probably a lot of other people who are watching this, we have no idea how these focused fundraising initiatives come about. So kind of give us some insight of, you know, how do you choose what projects you're going to do? Where does $20 million come from? You know, just how does all this come together? Because it's a really big project.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the first step was we met with this consulting firm that's what they do. They kind of assess places to see what they might be able to do. Then we kind of overlaid that with conversations with cabinet and the academics and people on campus, to figure out, okay, what are our donors capable and maybe interested in? What are our needs? And then, you know, our needs on campus, and then kind of overlaying, well, what do the students want? What would be interesting to students? What would attract and retain students? So we kind of pulled all these factors together to try to figure out, because you can't focus on everything. So we tried to identify what are those areas on campus that could have the most impact on just creating a better experience for students.
Sure.
And that's what we went for.
And you guys did a great job. I mean, almost every building on campus has some space that was updated. So a really fantastic job. I don't know how you feel. I just took a really big bite of that though. I was starting to feel it. So.
Well, no, I mean, I tried to be prepared.
Yeah.
So I took some Tylenol ahead of time.
Yeah, I saw you brought in a whole goodie bag. What else you got? What do you have?
Well, I have my oat milk.
Yeah?
And I took some Pepto-Bismol tablets ahead of time.
You're the most prepared anybody's ever been for this show. And
I've watched the other ones, so I
You're giving
knew
people
what
the
to
blueprint
expect.
of how to do it. Ginger goat, number 6 on the list. It's a little yellowy here.
Okay.
Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Also, these wings are pretty big.
They are,
So
yeah.
plenty of room for a big bite there. Yeah.
Thanks for the suggestion.
Okay,
That's a big bite.
that was a big bite, I'll give you that. So over a 3-year campaign, I'm sure there was plenty of awesome stories about things you didn't expect or people who stepped up that maybe you never heard of, but is there anything that kind of stands out, some story that, I mean, you just really see how God was working through AU, with this story?
There were just lots of great stories, and when you get to know our donors, you just hear the most amazing stories of how they were helped, sometimes in what seems like very small ways. One of our board members shares how when he was a student here, I think he was like $200 short or something.
Yeah.
And was going to have to drop out. And somebody, he doesn't know who, put that money in his student account. He was able to continue. He went to the School of Theology. He's been a pastor all these years and has just touched so many people's lives. So people have those experiences and they want to pay it forward. I think one of the most impactful experiences, there was this couple from Southern Illinois. They drove to my office. They came in and they had a checkbook and they wrote a check for $20,000. They did not go to Anderson.
Wow.
No one in their family went to Anderson.
Wow.
But when they grew up, they came up for camp meeting. And when the wife's mother passed away, she had asked them if they had any, they had the money to give it to Anderson.
Wow,
So-
that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they asked, do you still teach people to be preachers there? I said, yep, we still have a School of Theology. She goes, all right, then I'll just write you the check. So,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I've heard the story before that coming up $200 short, and I just feel like that really it just makes you realize the good that these donors are doing for kids who are here right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really awesome.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that's really cool is how many of our faculty and staff give.
Yeah.
It blows me away every year. The vast majority of our faculty and staff who are already giving so much of their time, not making the big bucks, rolling in the dough, but they just care so much that they want to make sure that the students are cared for.
That's awesome.
So it's,
Awesome. All right, we've got 4 to go. We've got Hotter Than L, Love Burns right here. So
that sounds great.
we're on to number 7. Okay, so we have so many new spaces on campus. I'd love to run through them all, but it's quite a list. Why are these spaces, in your opinion, so important to AU? Like, why do we need to get this done?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. First of all, right now we're in the Duncan Digital Media Center. I think just walking past and seeing this new, updated, bright, cool-looking space. First of all, it just kind of like uplifts your mood. So all the people who work or come to study in this building, I think it just kind of gives some excitement. I think we're showing that we're investing in our students. And a lot of these spaces are specifically here to give students hands-on experience. So that we already have, just great academics and all these great, professors who are so dedicated and professional. And now when we've added spaces like this, or the electrical engineering lab, or expanded nursing sim lab, it just enhances that. When the students can leave here with some hands-on, real experience, they're just that much more marketable, and it makes the AU experience that much more valuable. So.
I was going to say, recently kind of took a tour as we were shooting a video, went through every single one of the new spaces, and you know, I didn't do, when I was here, I didn't do engineering or you know, nursing, but the technology that they have available to them is so impressive.
Yeah.
So really awesome that donors could make that possible. Okay, 3 to go. The Bomb Evolution hot sauce. So my nose is starting to run a little bit,
Yeah.
but
My tongue is
yeah, it's numb.
feeling a little numb.
Mm-hmm. But we soldier on.
Okay.
All right. This question, maybe you're not ready for this yet because you're probably exhausted after 3 years of trying to raise this money, but I think everybody wants to know what's next for AU advancement. I mean, you know, are there new projects? You say, hey, now I'm ready to get started with this. You know, what are you guys talking about in your meetings now as we look ahead?
Well, first, we haven't even had a chance to get together to celebrate.
Well, yeah.
This last one was people were off, and then you know, COVID and this and that. So in February, we're going to get together as a team and celebrate. But I need to drink something. I have some soy milk here. Excuse me.
Oh, man.
Okay. So we're not ready to just launch into the next
Sure.
campaign or initiative like that. In the meantime, I think we're going to have a focus on scholarships. Ooh, that, that has an after kick. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not going to go away for a little while either. You have a meeting after this?
I cleared my afternoon just in case.
That's funny.
I didn't want to be. Okay. Yeah, that's like in the back of my
Yeah,
throat.
it is. All up in here.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I got a headache.
It's a showstopper, folks.
Oh, the sharp pain right there. Okay. Yes, we're going to raise money for scholarships. That's going to be in the interim, you know, until we kind of figure out what's next.
Yeah. And you won't be able to think for like at least 30 minutes after this because it's so hot. So no decisions will be made anytime today.
Man, what happened with that last one?
That's exciting though, to really devote more funds towards, you know, the scholarships piece, because that never goes away, right? I mean,
Yeah. And
that never goes out of style.
Right. And we have more specific scholarships than we've had in the past, or at least some new ones that have come up that have been really popular with donors and students. The Madison County High School graduates and Christian High School,
Yeah.
Church of God students, legacy scholarships. So we have a lot of things that I think donors will still get excited about, you know,
That's
or feel a
awesome.
connection to. So
Awesome. Okay, 2 to go.
I already ate this one,
You
you know,
did?
at the very beginning. So I don't know if I have to do that again.
Okay,
but
maybe
we'll
a
see.
nibble.
We'll see.
Maybe just so I'm not the only one. You know. We're doing Scorpion Disco right now. Just like back in your college days, disco. Nah, you were after that.
Hey!
You were after that.
I was after that. That was it.
Okay, we're discoing.
We're just going.
Let's do it. Woo! All right. We touched on it before.
Okay, no, I'm going to do it. I'm really going to do it.
He's faking me out. We touched on it before, but God works in great ways, you know, through this whole called to soar thing. What did he teach you during this?
Well, a number of things. I really did find that when I really felt like I couldn't do something, or I didn't know what to do next, or I didn't know how to respond, God really answers prayers. And he really puts words or thoughts into my mouth when I need it. I really learned that even, I still worry, but worry doesn't do any good.
Amen to that.
God's just in control, and the things that you worry about, if you focus on God and heaven and the more important things in life, things can get in perspective. And I've always known this, but I've just really seen how God blesses people through giving. The people who receive are happy. We're happy when a gift comes to us, but the people who give they are truly blessed, and they thank me, or they thank our team, after they've given us a big check, and then they're thanking us for the opportunity. It like I said, I've known that, but it just still is always kind of an eye opener. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And he did some amazing things through this, and it will impact people for years to come. So, okay, we made it. I feel like I owe you something. One, because you ate that first. Two, because I made a disco joke at you. So normally we would dab it up, but I feel like we can bypass. I mean, we have to dab it. Do you feel like we need to dab it? Everyone else has dabbed it, but
what do you mean?
One.
Oh, no.
Not today.
No. I mean, I think you owe me for you to do
Yeah,
that.
okay. I think that's fair.
And I will take one more bite.
I think that's fair. We can bypass it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me shake it up a little bit.
You already know how hot it is, so you need to add a little extra. Just a little bit.
Oh my goodness, peer pressure.
It's on.
You have to beat Trent.
Okay, I'm being motivated to try to beat Trent, and that's
Just a
That's
little
enough.
bit to beat Trent Palmer.
that is like a huge.
It is a little more than I
amount.
wanted, but
I'm gonna put it here, and then down.
Brian
into
Martin
it.
rubbed it in with his finger. Yeah, and his finger had to be scorched for like a week.
Brian is no longer in our department, so,
Right? Yeah.
so I don't feel the same. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh,
No, we miss
man.
Brian so much, but I think he is in like the perfect role. I think he is where God wants him right
for sure.
now.
And we give him a quick shout out. He crushed it with Martin Luther King Day. I mean, it was fantastic. So, okay.
Amazing. All right, look, I'm dabbing it.
Little dab, okay. Thanks for being on the show. We made it here. Let's get after it.
Thank you.
Okay, lips burning, mouth numb, eyes watering.
Yep.
Look right into that camera there. What's your final message to the donors who made Call to Soar possible?
Well, excuse me. I just can't thank you enough. I said this in chapel the other day to make sure the students know, but I know that when you're giving to AU, you're not giving to me, or you're not really even giving to the school. You're giving to the students. And it makes me feel really good to know that I'm part of something where the mission means so much to me, but it means so much to you. And I'm just overwhelmed and humbled by how much our donors care and love all of our students, even though they may not know them. But they want the students, and they want AU, and they want us all to succeed. So I thank you so much.
Yeah, can't say it better than that. So many people made it possible.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and your team and everybody involved for reaching the goal. And spaces like this is what we got out of it. And man, is it awesome for this university. So
And thank you to the advancement team. I mean,
Yeah.
they did it, and President Pistol is a huge part of that as well. And so many people across campus. So
That's awesome. And hey, congratulations, you cleared it. Okay, even though we started you off at the 10th one.
oh man,
Well done. Hey, thank you so much for coming on here and being on the show and talking a little Called to Soar with us. And thank you to your team, too, because all your guys' work, I mean, we all benefit from it. So thank you guys, and thanks for being on here.
thank you
Yeah.
for the opportunity.
Yeah, so that's Jen Hunt. I'm Zach Wiley. This has been Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.